one thing that I want to work is just the deep volley, man. It's so important, right? The ability, we know the volleys, the sweep, the touch, and then that deep one, and that ability to come up and just get into that pocket. So I think that's a great way to warm up. I think that will transition well into your slice, right? So if we look at that into the slice, because your game's looking full, right? You have an all-court, full dimensional game is what we want. It's the most fun way to play. And slice is a big part of it, and that seems like an immature sort of piece of the game in terms of your confidence and your ability to use it as a tool. So let's get that going, and that's a great transition out of the volley. Forehand, let's hit some targets specifically. Let's keep touching on the over-the-head angle. And as we're working on the angle, also that inside-out angle. Sometimes, you know, just maybe marrying the angles and just making sure we get a touch. Let's go short ball too, right? We want to make sure we're coming up. So all the forehands, the short balls down the roads, hitting the 4 targets, making sure we're also starting to build that over the head so that you can use that in a variety of places when it opens. Backhands, I feel like, yeah, we haven't given it. It must be in a good place though. I saw, dude, last time we did a lesson, we had a conversation of contact point. It felt like it was like an aha moment, and it looks good. When I see you play, it looks crunchy. I don't know, it just looks like it has that thickness of contact that we want. To me, the backhand goes like this. The left shoulder is the slingshot. It slingshots, then it propels that left hand, right? The right hand slingshots the body open, then the left hand plows through. But I think without over analyzing exactly like the pieces, just like we talked about, man, this is the move. This is the move. So it's the same thing I want to say on your serve. We're going to talk about how the left hand works out. I think we got to be careful in dissecting pieces down to where they stopped working, how they're going to work in a natural singular way when we set loads correctly, right? I'm very much in the belief that fundamental positions of the coil, fundamental positions before acceleration. So I think having that left hand as a focus through the backhand, but also, yeah, you need a full rotation. So if you feel like once you get your mind into your left hand, you're getting that rotation, that's what we want. And I think also let me strip it back too. Where we left it was contact, and you were doing great with it. And I think left hand is a big key on it, and eventually also maybe an extension of the left hand through those same lines. Let's look at it, and let's look at it through targets. You know, I think that's a great place for you still to be. And then let's get into the serve, talk about maybe the nuances that you wanted technically, but let's more kickers, baby. Let's get that kick going. Okay, let's skip the sneak just so we touch on what we want, and you're gonna come forward. I'm gonna give you a first ball to hit the approach, okay? So let's just add, and that'll be a nice warm up for you. You're gonna hit a single approach ball, and then you're gonna come up, and then we're gonna work these 2 deep targets. You're there, dude. Just let yourself warm up. Hey, I'll tell you, because just what I said to you on the sneak, when it comes to our backhand volleys, it is that push off that left foot is so important, whether it's a sneak and the ball sitting there for us, or whether we are in on the approach and we're down into a wide split. It's like, it's more so than the forehand. I don't know. It just needs, you won't have a great backhand volley and you won't be able to locate your targets unless there's that active push to unload that backhand volley. You got it, come on. It's a little thin, a little bit more impact. Step 1, when you go to that machine, you gotta put yourself in a situation to hit more of these. I think what you can do on that machine too is just have a ball coming down this line and just be, boom, coming up, boom, and just working on that push off that left foot into that deep target. Better pronation on this. Let's go, capture it. There you go. And if anything too, you're a little bit off the side of the ball. The forehand isn't that clean, so maybe just get a little bit more visual on the ball. I hate to say look at the ball. I think it's a cliche, but in some respect, let's look at it. Let's look at the pronation. Let's look at the back of the hand, work on the ball, and see what you can do. There you go, come on. You can feel it's a little thin, right? The contact. You just got to get more through the core of the ball and maybe a little bit less spin and just tighten that contact a little bit, more impact. Come on. There you go, there you go. Come on, that's the impact. There you go, come on, come on. Go, come on. Good. Good, let's go. A little bit deeper, come on. Well, have you ever been that successful at this target? Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, it's noted. To me, you do such a good job of building a priority list. I mean, for you, it's just the impact and the depth are still places to improve. So I've never seen it great yet. So all it says to me is keep bringing these numbers up because this volley is so important. Drop volley is so important, but when we are deeper on the approach, right? Very difficult to make a drop volley, right? You take that first ball back here, we gotta be pushing it back into those deeper spaces. And additionally, somebody puts a heavy pass on you, it's very difficult to hit a drop. We want the ability to, but often if we're a little bit deeper or somebody's putting that heavy pace on us, the next ball is into those corners to set us up for a better opportunity, a ball that floats and we strike through, or a ball that allows us to hit the touch. So these, I'm telling you, you know it, this volley is very important. We need this, and we need the short. So all it says to you is this, you're making big time improvements. This is a place for one. Let's go. There you go. Because it gets to a point too, there's nothing technically wrong with the move. It's just a little thin with the contact and needs a little bit more impact. Again, I like to view it like the earth. You got the crust and you got the core. Often when somebody doesn't have power on their ball or that has that thin sound, we're just working so much spin around the crust and we've got to work that same technique but through the center of the ball. And technically it's not a change, it's a change in impact, and it's a change in sound, okay? But it's the same technique. Make sure you're feeling that push of that foot, because if you don't feel that push of the foot, that ball's landing short. I know it on the backhands. I've come to feel it in my own game. If I'm not up there and feeling that push out of it, I'm not getting the depth that I want or the control I want on that. And just, it comes from a nice wide split, and let's go, last couple. There it is, come on, great job. Hell yeah. Let's go. Yes, it's better. Yes, and that's great. Hey, here's the thing. First off, it's the split and the push. It's the same as on your sneak. You know, I've thought about your sneak. There's something still to be done there because the rotation, it looks a little bit cooked, but it's the split and the push. Now, once a ball lifts up into that zone, right, you don't, it's not so much about, of course we can still maybe have to play the target depending on our opponent's position, but once it comes up above the shoulder, boom, you can sweep it, right? You can treat it like that sneaking ball, right? So if we got volleys where it's a touch and a deep, once it lifts up, boom, you can sweep it. So I like that ball because to me, you put enough pop on that ball just to sweep it off the court. It's there though, it's wide, but it's got the sound and it's got the depth. Forehand, it's gotta just be a little bit cleaner capture. You know it, but that's something you gotta continue to work with. It is just that clean, pronated capture. Now what's gonna happen is this, you're warming up. You're gonna have days where you come off the side of the ball and you spray it. You know it and I know it, right? Whatever your pattern of mistakes is, we're going to work over time to eliminate that pattern, but until we do, it's gonna rear its head sometimes, and this is rearing its head. Take the peek. Because the first things people start doing when they start to have this issue, whether it's coming off the side or whatever their issue is with that stroke, they start to let it drop, they start to try to massage it, and we start to undermine our whole game. There we go, let's go, come on. Find your peak, let's go. Better, let's go, come on. Yeah, let's go, come on, let's go. Get to the peak right now and turn on it. Better, let's go. You're there though, it was a good push. I feel like you probably cheated that drill or something. You're kind of in an odds position. Let's go, to the peak. Good, let's go.
I cheated again.
That's okay. Well, you may have cheated like the position, but the split was clean. Look at, we're gonna make anticipatory moves to the net. We have to. It's different than the baseline. You can't just surf in the middle. So sometimes even though you take the line, maybe you'll cheat to that side a little bit. As long as right now the split's clean, I'm happy with it. Forehand's already getting a little bit better. Honor the peak, it will find its level for the day. Let's go get it. Get to the peak, baby, let's go. A little bit early, but that's good. There it is, come on. That's good. What it is this, reps. There's nothing really going on other than reps, making sure you got that wide split and making sure you're feeling that energetic push off that foot is so important. So important on either shots, just the forehand's just so much natural when it comes to that. And just this side of the hand, I don't know, it's just, I don't have to tell myself as much as I do on that backhand that I've got to unload through that position. Feel good? All right, let's go into slice.